What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Rich, back to bring you your MLB props for June the 27th. Yes, shorter slate today, not as many games, but it's a new week, new plays, lots of great targets, lots of great game environments, a lot of things I like today, some lofty totals by PrizePicks, but I still believe we have some great shots to find some overs, and as well, maybe even a little bit of a pitcher matchup if you want to go that route. So let's dive into all the plays right now. So you'll see right at the top, very obvious, easy to target. We're looking at the Angels. The Angels, while they haven't been the best team so far this season, and especially recently, Lucas Giolito is just getting killed right now. It doesn't matter what he does on the mound. He is getting just straight smashed. I talked about him and with some of the patrons and some people in Discord about the team total for the Jays when they played again. It's bad, and I'll run through that. But Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Taylor Ward, top of the list. Then you go to Colorado. We're in Colorado today. The Dodgers are in Colorado. You know we've been riding Trey Turner, Freddy Freeman for a little bit. Both guys are smashing, and then Bobby Witt as well did make it into the plays. I'm not even going to talk about Bobby Witt because I don't want to play him today against Martin Perez, the Texas starter, who's pretty good in Kansas City. Again, he can get a steal, but let's focus on the Angels and the Dodgers. Those are the two teams we're targeting today. You have a great matchup up against Lucas Giolito. You see, like, everything green. Giolito's just been god-awful. But I actually want to talk about Giolito and his stats because when you see the 1.77, you're like, he couldn't be that bad. But let's look at his actual stats. This is his game log. Now we're going to start with his start versus the Angels this season on April 29th. He went 6 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 3 earned, and 7 strikeouts. Now, while that's pretty good, he did allow 2 home runs, 1 to Taylor Ward, who is on this list, and 1 to Shohei Ohtani. So that's definitely something to monitor. And you can see how many home runs he's allowing. Over his last 5 starts, he's allowed 2 home runs in 4 of those games. He's allowed 4 or more runs in 4 of those 5 games. He's allowed 4 runs in 3 straight starts. He's coming off of 2 starts where he allowed 7 and 8 runs. I mean, as bad as the Angels might be right now at scoring runs, and they're not scoring a ton of runs, the 3 guys at the top, if they're going to get it done, this could be the matchup. You just talk about the hit totals he's allowing every game. You see he's not getting a ton of strikeouts. He's allowing a ton of home runs. There's just a lot of reasons to like the Angels today. And if I'm going to do anything on PrizePicks, I think I have to target the Angels in some capacity. You see Shohei Ohtani, 14 hitter fantasy score over his last 7 days, 9 over his last 14. Mike Trout, 12 over his last 14, and 10.6. And Taylor Ward, a bit of a slump, but coming out of it with 9.5 over his last 7. Gonna hit first, and did have 3 hits against in the game last time, and one of those being a home run against Lucas Giolito. So all 3 of these players do have home runs against Giolito. Obviously, Trout has a home run against just about everybody, and then Shohei actually has 2 home runs against Giolito. For a guy who we expect to give up 1 to 2 home runs this start, I would fully expect it to be one of these 3 guys more than likely. And as a lineup, the guys that are projected to play today, the Angels have 6 home runs against Giolito. So again, 6 guys that have hit a bomb in the past against Giolito. Lots of guys that can drive in runs. As bad as the Angels have been, I think that all 3 of these guys are in play. And if you wanted to stack them, I don't hate it overall. I would probably rank them as they are ranked right here. Ohtani, Trout, and then Ward. Ward will bat first, but he has to get on base. Ohtani, love the hit profile. You see the P-Val numbers here. It's all on the fastball, right? I mean, all these guys are crushing fastballs, and the biggest thing with Giolito, he likes to throw a high changeup, and his changeup is getting crushed right now. You see Ward has been the best against changeups, followed by Trout, and then Ohtani, but Ohtani, I think, has the best history against him. 300 average, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 17 at-bats. I really like Ohtani's hitter profile today. I think there's a lot of reasons to like him and why he can go over. I will definitely be betting him to hit a home run today at plus 300, and I would also pair that with an RBI at plus 150. Now let's get into the Dodgers and why I like the Dodgers. And if you wanted to run a 5-leg, I am fine with it, right? But the issue is you got some lofty totals. PrizePicks is not playing around today with the Dodgers. You see Freddy Freeman at a 9.0 and Trey Turner is at a 9.5, which is the highest number I've ever seen on PrizePicks from anybody. Like across the board, I think I saw Jazz Chisholm with a 9.5 once. Never since. Trey Turner again, but a dude who's just been so hot lately. And the biggest thing with Trey is he can get steals too. So it's not like he just has to do it through the hits and the home runs and all these things, but it's just a massive total. He'll have to get on base multiple times. He'll need extra base hits. He'll need runs. He'll need RBIs. But the Dodgers are projected to score 6 runs in this game. The over-under on their team total is 6.5, and it's juiced to the over in Colorado. Freddy Freeman is a guy I would rather play because it's slightly lower total. Better hitter overall right now, 16.67 over his last 7, 13.27 over last 14, and Trey Turner 12.45 over his last 14, but 13.5 over his last 7. Both guys averaging over a hit and a half per game, over almost 3 total bases per game apiece. There's just so many things to like, almost a run per game, RBI per game for Freddie Freeman, and a ton of extra base hits to boot. These are the guys on target. Like, these are the game environments, man. There's some other games that are interesting. I don't love Kevin Gausman against the Red Sox today, and the Jays have a matchup against a rookie pitcher making his first start. But again, these are such alarming trends. You have a hot Dodgers team going into Colorado where they can put up 15 runs, no problem. You have the Angels who are struggling a little bit, but up against a pitcher who has been struggling mightily. These are the trends that I'm going to be tracking today and the reasons why I like these guys. I think there's a lot of guys that could do well, but I think these ones are the one. If you wanted to run a 5-leg flex, $10, $20, like you want to go crazy. I don't know what your unit size is. Don't go crazy on it. I think those are the 5 that I would throw in there. I would just stack up the Angels, stack the Dodgers, just go all in on LA today. I think there's a great shot, but both of these teams put up big totals. And another reason why I like these guys, I kind of broke it down for you, the reasons why I like them. They all have pretty good histories. The only thing that's a little concerning is Freddie doesn't have a hit against Chad Kuhl, but again, he's just playing out of his mind right now. What he did in the past is one thing, but when you're up against a guy who is so hot, playing so well, there's just no reason to fade him. And while there's the 9 total, like I mentioned, man, the Dodgers could score 15 runs this game. That is no joke. Like, they could easily do that. Check lineups. Maybe there's an off day for some of these guys coming, but overall, I would just lock these guys in. I wouldn't even look at anybody else. There's other guys that will do well, of course, but I just think this is the matchup. These are the 2 that I'm targeting overall. Ohtani, Trout, Ward, Freeman, Turner. In any mixed combination you want to do, I love the Angels. I'd probably play Freeman over Turner, but both, like I mentioned, are in great spots. So it's kind of difficult to choose each one. I love Ohtani today. I think that if you're a bettor, you want to put in bets on Ohtani. I think that's another great bet. He's just, again, Giolito is just getting crushed right now. As good as he may be at times, and while he had a mediocre start against the Angels so far, especially compared to the other starts he's been having recently, he's just been so bad. He's not playing the best teams, but he's still getting crushed. Like, there's just so many things not pointing in his favor that if the Angels play even moderately well compared to how they've been playing in the past, he could get just destroyed today. So I love these guys a lot. I think this is a great slate for these guys. I think it's just conducive to massive over totals. So I'd be betting on those guys. A little home run or bust, especially for the Dodgers in Colorado. Again, it would take multiple hits. Ideally, just get the home run, get us out early. And then for all these other guys in LA, for the Angels playing in LA today, I think there's a great shot against Giolito. So those are guys I'd be taking today. And as always, if you tail, give them hell. And if we fail, do not bail. I'll be back tomorrow with more MLB picks and bets. I hope you guys like the ones today. Make sure to drop me a like and subscribe if you do. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.